So I'm going to do my NBA playoff predictions. I'm not going to do the finals. So I'm just going to tell you right now, I think Cleveland and Brooklyn win the play-in games. I'm not going to waste a lot of time on that. Cleveland, they're not as good without Jared Allen, but they'll get in. So will Brooklyn. And I'm going to take the Clippers and San Antonio to win their play-in games. So with that premise, that's our foundation as we start. Let's go first to the Eastern Conference. I'm going to take the Heat over the Cavs. Again, if Jarrett Allen was playing, I think you have a 7-game series. He's not, and in the 18 games without him, they've only won 7. Also, the depth of talent, the experience on Miami is better. They have the best bench scoring in the league. I'm going to take Miami. Sixers Raptors is a tough one for me. I think I'm going to take the Sixers, and the reason being is that who's the Raptors' go-to scorer? Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam. I got 2 guys. The team with the 2 best closers against the team with no great closer, I'm taking the Sixers. Milwaukee, Chicago. Milwaukee played them 4 times, won all 4 games. Chicago can't beat the good teams. Lonzo Ball's out. Won't be a close series. Boston and the Brooklyn Nets. I'm going to take the Nets over the Celtics. When KD and Kyrie played this year, the Nets were 11-6. Ben Simmons is going to play defensively. Remember, the Celtics also lost their best defender, Robert Williams, to an injury. Major. So the Nets will be better defensively because of Ben Simmons. The Celtics will be worse without defensive stalwart Robert Williams. I'm going to take the Nets. So let's go. There we go. Now it's going to be Miami against Philadelphia. I would and this is close, but again, I'm going to take the Sixers over the Heat. Remember, Miami's a better bench team, but benches shrink in the playoffs. Secondly, I get the 2 best closers in the series are both on the Sixers. James Harden and Joel Embiid. Jimmy Butler is not a great closer. He's a great athlete. Same with Bam Adebayo. So their bench advantage won't be a big advantage. I'll take the Sixers. Milwaukee Nets will be an excellent series. I think this is where the lack of chemistry, it's so good with Milwaukee and so uneven with Brooklyn. This is where I think Brooklyn meets their ceiling. Also, of the 3 best closers in the series, Milwaukee has one of them. And Chris Middleton's the 4th best closer, but he was pretty good in the postseason last year. So I take Milwaukee and the 76ers to advance. From there, I'm going to take Milwaukee. I think when Brook Lopez came back, they're the much better defensive team here. Harden hasn't played well lately. They have big game experience here. Again, we kind of threw the Sixers together. I think Maxey and Harden and Embiid, they're all kind of trying to figure each other out. Milwaukee knows exactly what they are. They've been in multiple big games, including the conference finals and the finals last year. Milwaukee goes on to win. Let's go to the West. All right, Suns and Spurs. I don't think it's close. They played 4 times. Suns won all 4. Also, the Spurs are just not built to beat the good teams. They were 2-14 against the top 4 teams in the West. So there's a reason they're in the play-in game. In terms of Dallas and the Jazz. So this is the hardest series to predict because Luka's got his issue. So the Mavs, the last couple times they played, the Mavs won, and I think the Mavs are better. But and they defend. I think they're a better defensive team right now. I'm going to go with the Mavs and say Luka misses 1 game, not any more than that. Golden State, Denver, I'm going to go with the Warriors over the Nuggets. First of all, I think Golden State has playoff experience, playoff wins, and they're a better defensive team. And Jamal Murray and Michael Porter are still out for the Nuggets, so they don't have a full complement of players. I think it's an interesting series. Golden State at times, Kayvon Looney's your center. They're not terribly big. They can get pounded a little bit, but I'm going to take the experience, Steph making big plays, and in the end, Jordan Poole's an emerging star. Many of you who don't watch the NBA in the regular season will be introduced to Jordan Poole, one of the emerging stars in the NBA. And then we have the Clippers and the Grizzlies, and I think Memphis is too young to win this series. This is an upset. The Clippers have the most top wing defenders in the league. The Clippers have been in more big games. They're the best three-point shooting team since the All-Star break. Then you get into Suns and Mavs, and the Suns went 3-0 against the Mavs. I still don't think We know what's up with Luka. I think the Suns are easily the best team in the league, and I think they dispose of the Mavs pretty quickly. Golden State Clippers, I'm going to call for an upset. Clippers over the Warriors. Again, they've got a lot of depth and a lot of bodies. Kawhi Leonard may play. My gut feeling he is. And the Warriors, since the All-Star break, are like a 500 team. So, they're not quite sure what to do with Kuminga. Can they rely on Jordan Poole? He'll be good. What are we going to get from Clay? Steph's been beat up, same with Draymond. I'm going to take the Clippers for the upset. And then the Suns over the Clippers. Listen, the Clippers are an 8 seed. The Suns were easily the best team in the league. At some point, you meet your ceiling, and that would be even with Kawhi, I don't think you'd have the chemistry yet. But I said this the other day. I think Clippers-Suns is going to be an interesting series. I think they're the one team that has enough length, enough experience, a great coach. They'll go in with house money, an 8 seed. They'll play incredibly loose. I think the Clippers would give the Suns some headaches. And Chris Paul's health, you always kind of cross your fingers. So then it's the Suns, Bucks in the finals, and I have the right not to make a prediction on that. I do yet. By the way, you guys didn't have a problem when the Lakers-Celtics met every year in the finals. What's wrong with that? They're the best constructed teams in the league with the best chemistry, good coaches, good GMs, great rosters. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.